Diallo and Bashir, you guys met at Harvard.
We did.
You're from Chicago, went to Harvard. What did you go there to study?
I was going to be a doctor, and then I realized that that was a terrible decision.
What year? Were you your freshman year, sophomore year?
The whole time, even before I got there. On the way in the car, I was like, this is a lie. I'm living a lie.
And Diallo, what did you go there to study?
I was an econ major, and we always talk about the fact that, like, coming from working class families, like, at the point that you decide that you're going to tell your parents who are so excited that you got to Harvard, hey, by the way, I want to go into the arts.
Right.
Like, all they hear is, oh, God, they're still not going to make any money.
Right.
I mean, that's a real thing, because you know how proud your parents were of you that you got into Harvard, and you're literally driving there, and in your head, you're thinking, okay, I'm not going to be a doctor. At what point did you tell them this, and what was their reaction?
You know, it's one of the best stories of my life, actually. I've been doing so much theater all through high school. I've been doing theater. I went to Whitney Young High School.
Oh,
here.
Whitney Young. Michelle Obama.
Look, this whole interview is just going to be shouting out Chicago.
Good. That's what we're Chicago show.
Where my South Side at? Where's the North Side? Not as much. Not as much.
But we appreciate you too. You know,
guys, we love you.
That is one thing that we want to make very clear. The name of the show is Southside, but we think it's going to be a show that's going to be embraced by every section of the city,
That's
like
right.
north, south, east, and west. So, you know.
It's really just the South Side perspective is what you're seeing the show.
Yes.
Right.
Well, set this up for us.
I was just going to say that, you know, when I went to college, I'd always done theater. I'd always done acting. So at one point my junior year, you know, I called my dad and I said, you know, I don't think I'm going to be an MD, and he could not have been more supportive. He actually paid for me to go to a theater training program.
Surprise
And my acting career was launched, and then me and Diallo actually headed out to Los Angeles together. We were guys who were writers. We did a lot of sketch comedy. We had one of the first viral videos.
One of the worst.
Also one of the worst.
Wait, you have the first viral?
We had one of the first viral videos on YouTube. It was this thing called Condi Rice Raps, with actually Condi Rice is on South Side. She was in the clip, Nefertari, Spencer. And, but you know, after that, we ended up working at late night.
Where did you go to high school?
Nefertari went to one of the, like, Homewood, Flossmoor, one of those.
HF?
This guy's like, I'm from Homewood. How'd you know? I'm from everywhere. I was just going to say, but then we actually wrote for Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. Diallo and I created some of the best hits there, like Slow Jam the News with President Obama. We did that, and we did History of Rap and a bunch of other things. And we left there and wanted to do our own show. And, you know, for me, growing up here in Chicago, the way that the city is portrayed sometimes, particularly the South Side in the news, it would break my heart. And I say, that's not my city. That's a very small piece of a very large pie. And with our show, we want to show you the joy and the laughter and the love that exists on the South Side and in the entire city of Chicago. And we're going to take you guys on one hell of a ride. I hope you're ready.
There you go. Yes. Chung has been sitting here so politely. I want to get you in. I want to get you in. Tell us a little bit about your character and everybody else up here.
Okay, well, I play Sergeant Turner. She is a police officer, and she's actually from the South Side, so she's a community police. Yes, she's a community police officer, so she is, you know, she loves the people, she loves the South Side, and she also is very ambitious, a hustler, and she wants to be a real estate mogul, so she's out here buying the properties up.
There you go. And Sutan, what about your character?
Oh, my character plays Simon James. He's an aspirational character. He has the brain of Warren Buffett, but his circumstances will not allow him to exhibit that in a financial way. So he goes through a lot of different situations with his co-star Kareem, who's sitting right there, and we take you guys on a wild, grounded, funny adventure. And I just want to throw this in, that it was really important for us as writers, as a team, when we got this show started. One of our main goals for everybody here was to make you laugh.
Right, it's on Comedy Central, so you're in the right channel,
And you guys even got Lil Rel in it, from Chicago as well.
You know, this is actually pretty important. You know, we've been working in this business for about 10 years now. You know, this guy has been on Glow, I've been on Marlon. Like, we've been doing our acting on the side, but we always kept writing very, very dear to our hearts. I should say that every writer on this show, with one exception, myself, is from the South Side of Chicago or actively still lives on the South Side of Chicago. You mentioned Lil Rel, and Rel appreciates this. Almost every actor that you see on this show is from the South Side, and we went out of our way to cast local actors so that it actually looks like Chicago, that people talk like Chicago. And I always tell this story. One of the most poignant moments while we were shooting this series was I was getting into my my Lyft, my ride share, and the driver was like, "Hey man, I heard y'all making a comedy about the South Side." And I was like, yeah, because I didn't know what the brother's agenda was. And he said, thank you.
Oh.
He said, thank you. He was like, there are not enough people making TV shows that, remind people that this is the neighborhood that produced the Bernie Mac.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So we
And we want to say thank you,
Yes.
too, for mentioning ABC7 in Southside, Jose Sanders
That's right.
and Cheryl Burton.
That's right.
But you didn't mention Windy City Live.
We did now.
Windy City Live.
Can I just say one more?
Season two.
Season 2.
We got
So
you.
watch the
And
show.
more Action Jackson on the South Side. I'm already there. I'll do it. I'll find
I
time.
want to say real quick, though, our friend Lil Rel did the show. He's such a wonderful person, and he was so generous for us. He's from the west side of Chicago originally. But I want to say, for us, it's not really important what side of Chicago you're from. We're all Chicagoans, and we love everybody, and we can't, we love the west side, we love the south side, we love the north side, we love it all.
All right, well, be sure to check out Southside. It premieres next week, July 24th on Comedy Central. Thanks so much to all of you guys for being here.